Hello everybody and welcome to this week's version of Mystery Monday. So if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Cindy Piggott and I am the face behind Stampin' Chick Creations. If you've been here each and every week, thank you for coming back every week and I hope you're enjoying these Mystery Mondays. So I'm always looking for input and feedback as to what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more of, what you would like to see less of. Input is very, very important to me because it tells me if I'm hitting the mark and giving you what you're looking for. So I'm always looking for input and feedback. So last week I did give you a fun fold card and the feedback was really awesome. So I've decided this week to kick it up one more notch and give you a fancy fold. So this one is one I am a little bit obsessed with. I may turn this into my Christmas card using the Christmas barn. So if you're not familiar with that, it is in our mini, check it out. And I will be doing that probably for my farm contacts and then probably something different for my personal contacts. So anyway, I'm so excited to share this with you. It's not a hard card by any means. It's just a little bit of scoring, a very little amount of cutting, and then after that it's just a matter of having fun. So let's get started and I will show you what the card looks like. Here it is. So this is the card that I made up as a sample. Now it didn't cut properly the first time I ran it through my die cutting machine for some reason, so I ran it through again. It kind of got a little messed up, so I'm gonna have to redo this part here because actually I realized this morning just as I was getting ready to go live, my leaf is actually ripped as well. So I'll just pull that off and redo it. But here it is. I love this poinsettia paper. So we're going to do it with candy canes today. So we're going to take this belly band off. So we have this, which is beautiful on its own. And if we open it here and open it here, it's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't this gorgeous? Love it. But what happens if we made it a Gatefold Easel card? So this is what it would look like from the, if you're standing, if I was holding it like this, okay? So it's not hard, okay? So this is definitely a piece of art that people could keep on their mantles, that kind of thing. And the possibilities of this is awesome. This is a holiday card, it absolutely is, but you could turn this into any occasion card. This actually would make a really great sympathy card too, I think, if you're looking to wow. So not hard. So let's get started. You guys excited about this one? Okay, let me just put this all back together here. There we go. Okay, it does need one sheet of paper, so I know that this is not one of those cards that I would normally do with scraps, but it's definitely well worth it. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure my camera is in focus here. That might be a little bit better. Okay, so I told you that you needed one sheet of paper. So for mine, I'm going to use a color that I don't generally use, and this is garden green. And if you know me, I don't use garden green a lot. I prefer old olive or a different mossy meadow, but I am using the candy cane paper today. So I'm going to do this as a candy cane card. So this does use garden green in the candy cane. So this is why I've decided to go ahead and use this, okay? So here's my paper. So we have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this into our paper trimmer. I'm just going to open up my card here to make sure that I'm not misguiding. Yeah, okay. And we're going to put this into our paper trimmer. We are going to line this up. I realize that this light is in a very bad spot right now. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do this. So we're going to line this up at 2 1/8. So I go through this quite regularly, but I'm going to do this one more time, guys, just so everybody is on the same page. This is as far as I can zoom. So 2 1/8 is the first big tick line on your paper trimmer. So let me just see here. So, oops, I don't know where that came from. Okay. So the 8s are the big tick lines. The little ones are your 16ths. Okay, and you know me, I don't do a lot of 16ths. I struggle with 8s. But 2 1/8 is the first long tick line before the 2 1/4. Okay, So the long ones, this is what we want, okay? So I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I am going to score this all the way down, okay? So 2 1/8. Okay, we're good. You can pause this video at any point in time too. I'm going to turn my paper and I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to do 2 1/8. So I did my 2 1/8 over here and now I'm just doing it on this side. So again, it's the first big tick line and I'm going to go 2 1/8. Okay, so this is what you should have, but for some reason, I think I measured this wrong on this one. Oh, is that one side looks bigger than the other? I'm wondering if I grabbed the wrong piece of paper here. Oh, I did measure it wrong, incorrectly. Sorry. Ah! See? 2 1/8. It's 2 1/8. Just make sure you put in the right spot in your paper trimmer. Because I unfortunately did not. Okay. I wondered why one looked bigger than the other. Okay, so 2 1/8 on both sides. We're good. Okay. Now we're going to turn this and we're going to score this at 5 1/2. Okay. Okay. So 2 1/8, 2 1/8, 5 1/2. Okay. So you should have like 2 big pieces and 4 smaller ones. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we are actually going to remove these 2 pieces here. So this piece and this piece. Okay. Okay, this piece and this piece. I was just looking at my card because I was like, oh my gosh, is that true? Yes, in fact, it is true. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back into my paper trimmer at the 5 1/2. And then I'm going to have to come down to my 2 1/8, which for me is this line inside. I hope you guys scored yours correctly. So I'm just going to take that down to that line. And then I'm going to pick up my blade and I'm going to come do this side as well. Okay. So this is what I have so far. I have 2 cut lines. Now I'm going to cut these pieces out. So again, I'm going to line it up at 2 1/8. And I'm going to cut. And if I cut correctly, that should slide out nicely. And then I'm going to come over here and 2 1/8. And I'm going to cut that one out. Okay. So this is what I should end up with when I'm done. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to put this into the paper trimmer. And I want this piece that we cut the 2 pieces out of, we're going to line this up to 2 3/4. Okay, we're going to score. Please make sure you're using your score tool and you're going to score. And that's it. The worst of this is over. All right, so now if we start to, I'm going to take my paper trimmer out of here. So now if I take my bone folder and I crease my lines, here's my gatefold. If I open this up and crease here, this is my close, and then I'm going to crease this one, which is going to be my peekaboo, right? So my crease lines are done. So now I did tell you that you needed 4 pieces of designer series paper at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. So the one thing I do want to mention, and you'll have to use your own discretion on this, you may have to come in here and just trim off an absolute hair on both sides of these so that when this closes, it's sitting nice and flat and it doesn't start to bubble. See, mine's kind of starting to bubble a little bit just because it's a hair maybe too big. So I'll leave that up to you. I'm going to actually cut just a hair off this side because I think this side is okay. But leaving that up to your discretion. If your card is not sitting flat, this is what you need to do. And I'm talking literally a hair. So, don't take off too much. You don't want your card to look lopsided or anything like that. Okay? And that will just help your card sit a little flatter, a little nicer, etc. So there we go. So mine's sitting very nicely now. Okay. And obviously creasing well will kind of help this process as well. Okay. So I told you that you needed 4 pieces at 1 by 7/8. So what we're going to do is one is going to go here. 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Sorry. One is going to go here. And then the other 2 are going to go on the inside. So let's go ahead and glue these down. So again, if I'm going too fast, stop the video and then you can proceed whenever you're comfortable. I am going to use the candy cane stripes on mine because I plan on using the actual candy canes, oops-a-daisies, on the inside of my card. Okay, so for this one here, I'm using the candy cane stripes, but you can use whichever side you want. And again, this card would be an incredible birthday card, thinking of you card, whatever. You can modify this card to anything. So, like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to actually use this for my Christmas card. Okay, so I'm going to do the other 2 pieces are going to go on the inside flap. So my boo-boo is actually going to get covered up. So nobody's even going to notice that I maybe made a slight error in my scoring. Unless you're looking very closely at my card. Okay. And then I'm going to use this side to come on the inside here. Okay. So here we go. So if you're looking for a really fun type of a card to send this year, this one's a great one. It does take more paper than normal, but it's really definitely fun. Okay. So now, what do we have here? So now we have this, so far is what we have. Oops, sorry, it's supposed to go this way. So then, on my original card, I'll bring that in for a second, I actually used cherry cobbler cardstock, and I embossed it with the music note embossing folder. But for this one, I have decided I'm actually just going to use the candy cane paper. I'm not sure how well this will hold up with the designer series paper versus cardstock, so we'll try it, but you can do whatever you want. So what I'm going to do here, though, is with my designer series paper, I'm going to put this here, but remember, I do not want this to, I don't want to glue the whole thing down. I only want to glue the bottom portion, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually glue on the cardstock, which normally I tell you not to do that, right? But human nature is to, when you're gluing, to glue the whole thing. So we don't want that in this case. So this will stop me from doing that boo-boo. Now, you want to make sure that you're not skimping on your glue here. So if you want to use tear and tape or something along that lines for this, you absolutely can, okay? So I'm just using my bone folder actually just to kind of push that down, kind of help it adhere a little bit. So this is what I have so far. Cute, right? Maybe I should have done the candy canes here and the striped paper here now that I'm thinking about it. Ugh. Anyway, it's hard to visualize sometimes. Okay, so then I'm going to actually put these 2 here. This is why I'm saying this, because I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of candy cane. So I should have put this pattern here and the candy canes on the outside. Next card. Okay, so I'm going to put this here like this. And then I actually, I'm going to actually pop these up, I think is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use my dimensionals. I'm going to pop up my candy canes. So when I go to redo this paper, or this card, I'm going to redo it, reversing my prints, because that was very silly of me to think that. But anyway. It's okay. This one's my card, and nobody's going to notice, except for me. I was thinking the candy canes might have been too much on the sides, but in hindsight, it probably would have been okay. All right, so here I am. We're good so far. I haven't lost you. Okay, so now this is my white piece that I told you. It's just a standard inside of a card, like 4 by 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to adhere this down here. Okay, I'm not going to stamp anything on it right now. You can if you want to. However, this is going to be the part that's going to act as our easel. or assistant acting as our easel. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue down. And so tonight I'm only going to do one card because this card is a little bit more complex. So I think you can understand. There. Okay. So now what I want to do is I decided I'm going to use this as my easel, and I'm going to bring in my stamp set, and I'm going to put wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness this Christmas season and always. Because I could use that one too. I'm going to go with this one. And so what I'm going to do is my real red ink is not amazing. So I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet. Yeah. I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet as my color. I like using Sweet Sorbet as my alternate in my red, just because I think it's a great, great color. So, Sweet Sorbet, here we go. Here's my ink. Now, if I was really on the ball and thinking, I might have pulled out my Stamparatus, which is, both of them are sitting right here beside me. I like to live dangerously, though. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stamp this right onto my flag. So this flag is actually from the tags, Stylish Shapes, actually is what it's called. Oh, and look at that, it's crooked. Okay, I'm going to leave as is, because again, I can fix this afterwards if I decide to actually give it to somebody. This is what I'm going to do. So I'm applying my dimensionals here, and these dimensionals, this is a key. You have to have dimensionals for this. Now, this is where you have to make some decisions. So wherever you place this is what's going to hold here. Okay, so you need to decide, do you want this here? Do you want this here? Do you want this here? Okay, so you want to be able to leave some room for some messaging, right? So I'm going to actually place this, I think about here. Okay, and you see already it's holding. Not a difficult card. Sorry, I just hit that in it. And you want to make sure that this crease here is very, very firm. And that's where you want your bone folder, right? Okay, so now we have that part done. We have this part done. We have this part done. How cute is this? Now we need a belly band. Now, I did tell you that you need 1 inch by 9 3/4. 9 1/4. Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking, oh, it does fit. Okay. I cut a full size one just because I wasn't sure if this was actually going to fit nicely or not. Okay, so the thing you need to understand here is with every belly band, you do not want this so tight that you can't get it on and off the card, but you don't want it loosey-goosey. Okay, so it has to be nice and secure, but not so secure that you can't adjust. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here. I'll put this here. So at this point, this is where we're just decorating and making it pretty. So you can see within less than 20 minutes, I've made this really fun fold fancy card, which is going to be a great one for your people that you want to wow this holiday season, right? So while that's sitting there doing its thing, and I might just put a block on it just to hold it, just because I don't want to have to worry about that right now. I am actually going to take, I realized as I started this video that my Stampin' Scrub is still in the sink drying, so I'm sure it's dry by now, but I haven't been here much, so I need to go get that. Okay, so I'm going to put this back. So I'm cleaning my stamp, put it back. And what I'm going to put on the front here is Merry and Bright, and I think this should fit nicely on here. Maybe. This is going to be too long, I think. It's pushing it. Okay, I'm going to do Merry and Bright. It might come off the page a little bit. That's okay. I don't care. Okay, I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet again. I love Sweet Sorbet as a red this year. Normally, I wouldn't, but... So I'm going to line that up on my grid paper, and I'm going to come on in. Merry and Bright. Okay? So, I would love to hear what you think about this card. I hope you love it. So I'm thinking this would make a really, really great one to do with the barn. So I was actually going to do it, but I have to put some thought into how I would want to put the barn and where I would want to put, like, I want to create a scene. So it would just take me a little bit to get my head around what I want to do here. So I didn't want to torture any of you guys by putting you through that process. All right. So my blocks need a good bath. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come in and I'm going to put this here. Now I could dress this up for sure with more bling and make the front more of a wow. I'm not going to just for time's sake, but I just want you to see the concept of the card and understanding how simple it is to do fancy folds. It's really not hard. It's just a matter of really just, you know, taking the time, scoring properly. I'm just going to take my paper piercer and poke these little holes out. There we go. So this tag is actually from Lights Aglow. Sweet. Okay. So very simple card. Very simple front. I could add some sprigs and that kind of thing to this. Absolutely, 100%. So this is going to slide off. This is going to open. I could put a sentiment here if I wanted. And then this is going to just kind of pop up like this. Okay. So see how fun this is? Right? Okay. So here is my challenge to you. If you post your card, your completed card, on my VIP page, please do not post it on my Stampin' Chick page. I have had to put a freeze on that account because I am getting a lot of spam followers on there, and I'm concerned about people's profiles being attacked. So I've put a pause on there. So please post this onto my VIP page. If you post your card onto my VIP page, I will be giving you a gift. I will send you a gift in the mail. So all you have to do is post one card onto my VIP page. Now, if you would like to post more than one card, you are absolutely welcome to do that. I would never tell you not to. So let's just recap one last time. I'll show you this one again. So this is the belly band. I love this one, absolutely. This one's probably my favorite, the richness of it. And then it says from our house to yours. Okay, so if you post your picture on my VIP page, you are going to receive a gift from me. Okay, so I know you guys can do this card because it's super simple. You have the video to stop and start and watch as many times as you want. And then this will, I'm just bringing my light back in. And that will help you. So just stop the video, start the video. Just make sure you're scoring at 2 1/8 on both sides, and then 5 1/4, and then 2 3/4 on that short part. Questions, concerns, or issues, please message me. I am so excited to see what you come up with. So does not have to be a holiday card. Make it any occasion you want. I don't care. I'd love to see a good variety of different occasions posted there. All right, so thank you for joining me tonight. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. And just be sure to get those posted, and I will send you out a gift. If you are not sure how to do that, how to post that, send it to me in Messenger, and I will either post it on your behalf if you're okay with that, or I will still send you out a gift regardless, okay? Just get those projects posted, and yeah, and wait for your gift to arrive. All right. Thanks, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Try to enjoy every day. Yeah. All right. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?